The favorite part would be the PCR preparation and extractions.
I found the processing COVID samples to be very interesting, from extraction to PCR and to qPCR.
The highlight of the Randox Training Academy for me was definitely following the PCR and qPCR the full way. We got to do that in one day.
A unique experience on using multi-channel pipetting.
It was the most active day we had and it was the most hands-on. I think I enjoyed the lab work.
It's really helped in understanding the PCR process and the workflow in a clinical laboratory.
This workshop has reinforced my learning and what I've learned, and I do believe that will come into great use in my future careers.
For the skills we learn is aseptic techniques and the usual skill we're using for pipetting, how to accurately to transfer the liquid volume into another flask or vacuum. That's really important for your lab work.
I wasn't aware of things like witnessing and SOPs, you know, the protection and the traceability of every sample and how important it is. So that surprised me and I learned a lot about it.
Not only the laboratory technique you can learn from your tutor or trainers, they also present a professional view and other skills for you. For example, the presentation skill they do, because their presentation is really nice.
I feel like my IT skills have definitely been expanded. I've been far more aware of other software such as LIMS, which would come in great use in the future since I'm going into a hospital placement where that same software would be used, and I feel like being aware of that now would definitely give me an advantage when it comes to being on the job.
For the future, because I always want to do in the laboratory, therefore it's really nice to experience it first before you enter any company or any laboratory for a really long time job.
I actually have a job coming up that's a lab technician, and having a little bit more experience with the equipment that I might be using and procedures, I think it's really going to help me with my job in the future.
They have good practice. You can learn from it and then use in every time you enter the lab.
I feel like this week has given me a lot of experience, both in the labs and in theory, and it has reinforced a lot of what I have learned this year for my course. And I will say it will help me a lot in my placement in the hospital, where I'll be using the exact same skills and a lot of the stuff I've learned in the labs through stuff like PCR, and I feel like this would come in great use and would give me a great advantage.
If you think about to apply or not, please do apply.
Definitely give this a go,
I would say definitely go for it.
especially if they're interested in hands-on lab work or even biomedical engineering or anything like that.
It's really useful and they tell you the skills is really technical and useful in your future life.
It's been eye-opening for me how to use the different equipment and just from the R&D to everything.
They really help you to understand more the workflow in the clinical laboratory.
I'm an environmental science student who's about to go on placement in one of the trusts, and I would say that this has given me great confidence in my ability to carry out my work.
I really enjoyed it. I'd recommend it, definitely.